What's up, buddy? My name is Scott Waters, and welcome to the Let's Metal. It's time for yet another big edition of the mail. That's right, time for the mail. And this edition of the mail is brought to you by two different guys. First of all, I got this package in the mail, which apparently a bunch of rats chewed up. As you can see, it's kind of chewed on the corner, but I don't think anything got harmed, but we'll find out in a second. This package comes from my friend Jim Willis. He's been a Vinyl community member for years, but he hasn't done some videos in a while. So if you go to his channel, Guilty Forgiven, that's his channel name. I will put a link below to his channel. Check him out, and it just encouraged him to come back because he used to do great videos. But yeah, he's, you know, I'd love to see him come back and start doing videos again. So I did send him a package a few weeks ago, and just because I felt like it, not for any reason, and just he sent something back, which he didn't have to do, and that wasn't the point of me sending him stuff. I just sent it to him because I felt like it. So, all right, first of all, I got a little note here on the stiffener, and there are some CDs in here. So we've got Heaven's Fire, Judgment Day. And I don't know this album whatsoever. I'm going to assume from the look on the back it's going to be some sort of progressive or power metal, which is always a good thing in my book. Battlefront. This one I don't know at all. Looks to me like maybe straightforward heavy metal. I'm guessing maybe thrash. Hard to tell. Picture of the band in there. Kind of has that thrash look to the logo, and one of the guys wearing a Slayer shirt. Not that necessarily means anything, but cool. More new music to check out. If anybody knows Battlefront, let me know more about them. There's a couple more CDs in here. I always have a hard time pronouncing this name. Eidolon. I always butcher the name, so I'm just going to not even say it. But, of course, a couple of these guys that played in this band went on to play in Megadeth. I don't think either one of them are anymore, but let's see here. I'm pretty sure I'm right here. Yeah. Glenn and... what's the other guy who played in... and Sean. Yeah, Glenn and Sean Drover both wanted to play in Megadeth for quite a while. I don't think either one of them are with the band anymore. But... very cool. This is definitely power metal, power thrash. It's got a bit of a thrash edge, but it's just very good heavy metal, power metal. Always like the cover art too on this one, so very cool. And then finally, on CD, this is Malicious. Again, I have no idea who this band is. There is a picture on the back, which I'm going to show you. But I don't know this band. Looks like an indie release from the early 90s, 94. There's another picture of the band on the inside. Let me show you that. If anybody knows this band, I'm curious. I have known nothing about them. Let's see here. When was this recorded? Oh, this came out. Looks like it was recorded in 94 and came out on CD in 2011. So, again, I know nothing about them. Let's see if there's any info on the inside that I can look at quickly. Oh, it looks like they have several albums out, too. They have a discography in here. I just don't know. I know nothing about him, so I'm assuming it's metal. That's the one thing that he and I share musically, is we both love metal and thrash, power metal and thrash. So again, do check out his channel. There's some vinyl in here too. And let's see what we have. I have no idea because I wasn't expecting anything. Special Forces. I don't know what this is either. Maybe it's a compilation. Maybe that's the name of the band. Let's see. That is the name of the band. And this is from... looking for a year on here because I don't know it at all. I don't see a year on here. Interesting. 1986. And this is a indie release, self-released Special Forces. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. I love a lot of the 80s independent stuff, and so this should be an interesting listen. Very much looking forward to that. Custom center label, obviously. Let's see if there's a insert or not, or there may not be because there's pictures of the band and liner notes in the back. So let's take a look at it here. Nope, there's not. So Special Forces. Again, another band. He's sending me all kinds of stuff that I have no idea who this stuff is. So if any of you guys watching know any of these bands, I do appreciate you letting me know. All right, now there is two more vinyl in here. Vamp. The Rich Don't Rock. This looks to be another indie release. Now, this is an Atlantic Records release. Wow, I can't say I've ever heard this one. Vamp from 1989. So, I mean, it pretty much looks like, you know, standard heavy metal, maybe a little bit of pop metal, but who knows? Vamp. And like I said, it says it's on the Atlantic label, so late 80s might be more of that kind of sleazy metal. We'll see. I mean, I'll tell you what, their look, it looks more like 1984 than 1989, but regardless, I'm interested in checking them out. But sure enough, man, it is on major label, Atlantic Records. So there you go, Vamp, The Rich Don't Rock. Curious on that one. Looking forward to checking it out. And then finally, if I can get it out of the plastic. This is Triton. I can't get it out. There we go. Out of the plastic, and this is a great album. I have this one on CD. This is Mind Over Metal. Just straightforward power metal in the vein of like Metal Church or Reverend or, you know, that kind of thing. Pushing boundaries of speed at times, but mostly just staying in that pocket of U.S. power metal. Really good band. Vicious Rumors, that kind of stuff. Kind of spiritual overtones, but not a Christian band whatsoever that I know of. And this is on the Medusa label from 1987, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 87. Let me take a look. I didn't see it on the back cover, so maybe there is an insert in here. Picture of the band. This is actually their second album. Their first album was an independent release, which I do have on vinyl. Year. I'm gonna say 87. I just don't see a year. Let me see. Maybe it's on the label. 87. Ha! Dead on. So, yeah. Triton. And that's got this a little merch form in there too, which is kind of cool because it's got pictures of the band as well. So there you go. That is my package from Jim Willis, a.k.a. Guilty Forgiven. And next up, I've got another box, which I haven't even opened yet. That came again out of the blue. Oddly enough, I just got 2 other boxes from this guy. So this is coming from Greg the Egg, my really good friend who lives out in Canada. Now, Greg and I have been buddies, and we text back and forth, and we email back and forth and whatnot. We send packages back and forth. I've never actually got to meet him in person. Got the handy knife, and I'm ripping into this box, and I didn't do it beforehand. This literally just came maybe half an hour ago. So I had a few minutes, so I'm like, man, I'm dying to open this box up and see what's in it. So, all right, let's see what we got in here. It's definitely taped well. There we go. All right, right up the front, we got Crybabies monthly. So this is Crybaby monthly. Oh, sorry, it's not Crybaby. It's Sidney Crosby on the front of Chasing Glory. I just assumed because it was Crosby on the front that it was Crybaby monthly. But regardless, there he is, Sid the Kid. Generally considered one of the better hockey players in the NHL. I'm not a big fan. All right, and then there's a jersey in here for Peoria Rivermen, which I'm assuming is a minor league team or an AHL team from Peoria. Now, I don't know if that's Peoria in Canada or Peoria, I don't even know if there is a Peoria in Canada, so excuse my ignorance, but the Peoria I'm aware of is in Illinois, so not that far outside of Chicago, so I'm wondering if it's from Chicago. But regardless, cool hockey jersey or sweater, whatever you want to call it. True hockey fans usually call them sweaters, but jerseys as well. And there's a huge box in here in a bag. And some CDs and a few other things. All right, I know I'm getting along here. So let's see what else is in here. This is in the bag. Oh, right on. That's cool. This is a Jonathan Quick action figure. Jonathan Quick, of course, being from one of my favorite teams, which is the LA Kings, 2-time NHL Cup winner. And unfortunately, they lost in the first round of the playoffs this year, but hey, there's always next year, right? And he's also been a goalie for the All-Star games, and he's just a fantastic goalie, and he's still with the Kings to this day. So they won in 2010 and 2012, I believe, or was it 12 and 14? Maybe 12 and 14. All right, and then there's this awesome rock and roll CD by Donny Osmond. He always sends me Donny Osmond stuff. Looking very cool in the front and the back. Got himself a leather jacket, looking a bit punk rock on the front. I have no idea what this sounds like. I'm kind of curious. Actually, I probably will spin it. I mean, you know, he is a little bit rock and roll, so we'll check it out. Donny Osmond. Ah, right on. Then I've got the Backstreet Boys box set. Yes, sir. The complete collection. So, you know, that's going to rock my world for never. Dude, that's funny. All right, and then there is this. Oh, there's still other stuff in here. There's a shirt and another action figure. Oh, right on. This is cool. Check this out. This is one of those reaction things. I've seen a bunch of these. This is the Rob Halford one. I don't actually own any of these because, well, if I start collecting things, I tend to just know my personality and I start wanting more and getting more and spending more money. So, but regardless, it's cool. Rob Halford is probably the coolest one out of the bunch because, I mean, he is the forefather of heavy metal, one of the originals. You know, him and Ozzy and Zeppelin and Purple, and those are the bands in the first wave of British heavy metal. So really, really love this. This is neat. All right, so what else is in here? There's a bag with some stuff in it, and then there's a couple more shirts. There's a couple shirts in here. I'll do the shirts last, I guess, and we'll see what's in this bag. Whoa, almost dropped. Oh, there's some more CDs. I missed the CD here. This is Lynyrd Skynyrd. It was actually dropped in the bag a little bit, so I didn't see it. This looks like Meet on the Ledge, Asbury Park broadcast, 1977. This is a live radio broadcast from pre-plane crash Skynyrd when they were on top of the world. Double albums. Looks like a double CD set. Maybe? No, it's not. It's just got a heavy booklet in there or something. It's just heavy, so I thought it was a double. Cool. Like me some Skynyrd. Like me some Southern Rock. So let's see what's in this other bag there. It feels like it's like some singles, maybe. That's what it is. He's got a... So right on top, we've got Dance the Kung Fu, Carl Douglas, and Changing Times. Everybody, was that Kung Fu Fighting? Is that what that song is? No, I don't actually know. Kung Fu Fighter. Oops. Dropped it on the quick thing there. Some classic power trio from the from Canada, Mighty Triumph. Great band. Great album, actually. I love most of Triumph's stuff. I mean, they've just always just a straightforward heavy rock band. Saw them live back in their glory days and at Philadelphia Spectrum back in the 80s, and man, what a show they put on. Lasers and everything else. So I just realized that this thing is glowing in my face. All right, so next up we've got Spirit of the Sky. I don't know who this is on the IRS label. Doctor and the Medics. Laughing at the Peace, Doctor and the Medics. Don't know I don't know this band, so interesting looking cover. Band looks like they rock on the back, so I'll have to check this one out. Singles are a cool way to check out bands other than streaming, which a lot of people do. But regardless, very cool. I'll check that out. And then there is a flexi disc for Derek and the Dominoes, Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix. Derek and the Dominoes doing Little Wing. Huh, that's interesting. But it's on, it's a flexi, so that's really cool. All right, got some sticks. Too much time on my hands. Backed with Queen of Spades. Of course, the first thing I thought of was Ace of Spades, but obviously that's not what this is. In the original A&M sleeve as well. I don't know if this is a Canadian pressing. Yep. This is a Canadian pressing and the Canadian sleeve because it looks a little different than the U.S. A&M record sleeve. All right, and then we've got Prisoner of Love on the Chrysalis label. Again, this is a Canadian pressing. So backside is Hit Me With Your Best Shot. Okay, well, I know that song really well. So that's the A side, and this is 1979, 1980, somewhere in that area. And I don't know if this is the proper sleeve for this one. I have no idea what Chrysalis was distributed through back in the day, but this is definitely a Canadian WEA sleeve, and there was a lot of labels distributed through WEA, which could have included Chrysalis. Pat Benatar, Sex as a Weapon. This would have been later era, so this would have been mid-80s, 85. Can't get any more mid-80s than 85, so there you go. I don't really know that song. I'm sure I've heard it because I've heard all her stuff. But and this is Pat Benatar, Shadows in the Night. Backed with The Victim from the Get Nervous album. I don't know the year on this one. I'm not even going to try to guess. I mean, it's obviously 80s, but I just don't know what year in the 80s it was. 82. So this is actually fairly early. Get Nervous was fairly early. Had a bunch of hits on that album. This is Kaylee by Marillion, progressive rock band from the UK. Often got compared to Genesis at times. Love this band. I have a lot of their stuff, so very cool. Don't know if I have that one. Let me see if this might even be a Canadian pressing, which would mean even if I had it, I'd probably keep it anyhow. Actually, this looks to be a UK pressing, so I have to look into it. I don't know if this is one I don't know if I have or not. I have to look. And then Ballroom Blitz, Back with Restless from The Sweets, and this is in the original Capitol sleeve from what this had to be early 70s, like 72 or something like that. From the Desolation Boulevard album, and this looks to be Canadian pressing as well. I mean, not shocking since Greg is from Canada. I'm sure that's where he picks this stuff up from. And oh, You Can't Stop Rock and Roll, Twisted Sister, backed with We're Not Gonna Take It. Now this one I know came in the WEA sleeve, so if that other one that I showed you earlier is in the wrong sleeve, this one will go into that sleeve because this definitely was WEA. I know that for a fact. So this is in really nice condition too, so very cool. Huge Twisted Sister fan, got a giant Twisted Sister collection, and I have several versions of that particular single, but I'm not sure I have a Canadian pressing, so very cool. And this is, oh, this is cool. AC/DC, this is Heat Seeker, backed with Go Zone. Again, on the Atlantic label in the Canadian WEA sleeve. AC/DC singles don't show up very often, especially, you know, Canadian pressings, at least not around here. I never see you know, AC/DC singles out in the wild. So, all right, there's a couple more in here. 2, 3 more. This is Joan Jett and the Blackhearts with I Love Rock and Roll, and You Know What You Got in the Canadian CBS sleeve. This is a Canadian pressing. I'll have to double check, but I can only assume that Boardwalk, which was an independent label that had major distribution for Joan Jett, that they were distributed by CBS. So a lot of the stuff in Canada, rather than being in the sleeve of the record company, was in whoever distributed it. In this case, I'm assuming it's CBS. I'll have to double check it. And then a Canadian band. This is Headpins. They were kind of a hard rock band, arena rock, whatever you want to call it, and with obviously a female singer. There's a singer on the front. And this was actually a really good record. I think the album was Turn It Up or Turn It Up Loud or something like that. From the Headpins LP, Turn It Up Loud, 1982. So, I mean, back in the day, people even called these guys heavy metal. So they were pretty hard rocking and heavy. But, yeah, really good band. Cool single. And then finally, you got yourself some rock and roll, some heavy rock and roll here with In the Navy, Village People on the Casablanca label. So there you go. Those are the 7-inch singles that were in there. So let me quickly go. There's a couple of shirts in here. Let me show you those shirts because I am almost 15 minutes in, I'm sure. Well, I'm almost 20 minutes in, so yeah, I need to hurry. Okay, so we got your black shirt. Speaking of shirts, this Genesis shirt, which I've been wearing all day long, Greg gave me, and it's really cool. I've actually had people comment on this shirt because you just don't see Genesis shirts much anymore. As popular as they were in the 80s and 90s, you know, you just don't hear about them much anymore. Let's see what this says inside out. Aerosmith, summer 1975, Boston, Massachusetts. That's a cool shirt. Obviously a reprint to made look old, but still really cool shirt, and I will be wearing that one as well. Love my Aerosmith. So one more thing in here, I think. Yes, one more thing. It is in a bag, so I don't know what it is. Could be a shirt. Could be a dead skunk. I don't know. We'll find out in a second. Like I said, do check out Greg's channel. I just sent him a pile of stuff the other day. It was just a bunch of CDs that I thought he would really dig. This shirt's awesome. And, oops. It's Gritty from the Flyers. So there you go. Gritty from the Flyers on a purple shirt. Very cool. Thank you very much, Greg. You always make my day with these packages. And again, you don't have to send anything, but I do appreciate it. And thank you all for watching. Do leave a message below. A lot of stuff you already know about, so if you know anything about them, let me know. Otherwise, that's it. I promise I will get to some videos outside of mail videos soon. I've got a bunch of stuff planned, and I will do it as soon as I can. That's it. Appreciate you watching. God bless. Stay strong.